Here's Michael Komorn with more Planet Green Tree.
But
we're back.
All right, we're back. Right on the set. We are back. Thank you for staying with us. You're listening to Planet Green Trees, episode number
Alan.
Doing it live.
We're doing it live, Alan.
486. We're currently speaking with Eric VanDussen, Eric L. VanDussen. He identified some freakish behavior in this Wolverine crazy group, Michigan crazy Wolverine group, and reported to the Michigan State Police and every other important official that would be potentially be in harm's way 5 months before the indictment was announced. I would never try to give an excuse to the police, but you could maybe think like maybe they were onto it, knew about it, and didn't want to do anything at the time, or maybe it contributed to it, or maybe they just ignored it. That's all interesting. But we were talking about whether or not...
I'm sure they would say, other than the state police already responded, that it got stuck in their spam filter.
Possibly.
Spam filter.
But they look like they have egg on their face now. If they didn't know, if they didn't really know and were following it all along. But the question was, these are allegations being made by the governor and the attorney general, that those police officers, sheriffs, who were, putting the discretion aside, in this particular case, they have said, those sheriffs that said it was unconstitutional and appeared at those rallies contributed to and helped in many ways, according to the Attorney General, the continued development of this organization that may have even contributed to, if there was some fear of violating the law as they gathered, which there isn't, but if there was fear to speak ill of the law that applied to them, it should apply to them. And I get the disparity. See,
so they shouldn't have been allowed to do that?
We talked about this on day one. This is not about the underlying subject matter.
No.
Can we be intellectual enough to say, put aside the mask issue, make it some other law that you think should be enforced? I don't know. But whatever the case is, when there's unfettered policy or direction on the and you see, it should also be known to the public, because a policy arguably could be identified as what's being enforced, and then you have some accountability. Sure. But to just let them free willy-nilly, and I realize also that the sheriffs are unique in the state of Michigan. Eric, you can attest to this. They are obviously elected officials, and also are in a way, popularity contest, and
in a way,
arguably, it is popular, and arguably a reflection of the community's feelings on things.
It's the intent.
It may be fair that Berry County is pissed off, a lot of people are pissed off. They're bred a lot of pissed off,
but that
militia-thinking kind of people.
They're all cooped up and pissed off.
They go past. They go over the line.
They go to a rally, and you hear a sheriff encouraging them not to follow the law.
Over the line.
Okay. And what does that mean? These guys didn't understand. Well, for the non-law-abiding citizen, I can go a long way with that. You know what I mean? I can go a long way with that. Well, the sheriff, illogically in my mind, what that means to the pass on guy.
But it's insane.
At least in Berry County,
it's insane. Right? The whole thing is insane. And just like we talked about last week, when it went from debate and disagreement and discourse to kidnapping. How the hell do we make that leap? And now we're painting people with this very wide brush, which is an even bigger problem, because now we have a group that is now associated with this crazy-ass behavior. And it's not good. It is increasing the schism in America today. And I'm going to tell you that if we allow it to keep increasing like this, once we reach Election Day and the results are tallied, no matter who wins, we will all lose, because there will be such chaos. It's going to be...
Jimmy's getting deep.
It's going to be horrible.
Who's we in the wind?
The citizenry. The people these people are supposed to be serving.
What about him? Tell me what you mean. Be more specific.
What I mean is that we have two parties that are at each other's throats. Yep. And meanwhile, we have this virus that is continuing to plague our nation, where we have legislators that are supposed to be collaborating and coming up with solutions so that we don't end up in the place we were in back in March. And they are so damn focused on trying to prove each other wrong that we're never getting there. And the problem is that as you continue to do that, you continue to fuel these extreme groups. And the far right is not the only one that has extremes. We have the far left as well. And those extremes almost always end in violence.
Almost always.
So what do we need? We need legislators that are willing to put aside their differences and work together to come up with solutions that everyone can tolerate, that are going to allow us to continue to live our lives as closely to normal until this situation is under control.